Yeah, hi. I'm Claudio from Fanzone, and hello from my side. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our fan engagement platform, the learnings we had when we onboarded quite a lot of partners and also went on the Polygon blockchain. We are small round today, so I welcome you to also ask questions in between. If they will be answered later on a slide or are too big, we can also postpone them for afterwards. But you're very welcome just to raise your hand and ask questions in between. Who am I? I'm Claudio. I'm the co-founder and CTO, so sometimes I might go into the technical details. Hopefully not too much, but in the right level. I'd like to tell you a little bit about what are the needs of our partners, but also what solution and which approach are we going to fulfill these needs. Then we're going to talk a little bit about digital identity and how NFTs can connect and become viral, and then some other learnings from the Polygon network launch. So we started out as a fan engagement platform with the German national football team. Previously, I'm coming from tech. I was doing a pilot with the Tag Heuer Porsche Formula E racing team. That's also a point later. We're talking a little bit about Porsche as well, because this is a special partner for us. So we onboarded the national football team, then added quite fast the German basketball teams, the national team, the Olympic team, and quite a lot of different sports teams. And partially also individual athletes. So what are the needs of our customers, of our partners in the business area? Well, first, they want to give the fans what they need. Fans want to connect closer to whatever they believe in. It can be stars in music, entertainment, sports. You want to feel connected. Often you want to learn also more about them. You want to participate if they win. If you're in a stadium, obviously, if they win, you will be happy, everyone around you is happy. If you're at home in a digital experience, it's really hard to celebrate alone. So you want to celebrate with others. In sports, fans are usually in a competitive area. So the teams are competing against each other, unlike, for example, music, where a genre doesn't compete to others. In sport, it usually is. So actually, fans are competitive as well. So they also like to kind of play in a very positive and fair competition against each other. I grew up actually collecting basketball cards from the NBA. A lot of kids collect football cards or Pokemon cards. And most of us know already kind of the feeling of trading cards. Well, we give them digital trading cards. With this, you can get connected to your favorite athlete. You can collect them. Quite often, completing a collection is quite nice, especially if it's a whole team. You can get to know more about them, but you can also use them. Quite often, in a little entertainment game, we have a few little mini games, and we are also collaborating with other platforms, especially here in the Metaverse area, where these items and digital assets can be used. I think this is also why Web3 as a base for the Metaverse is quite a good way, because there you have what you like, usually connected to some other humans, like an athlete or a whole team, and then utilize it in different applications. Well, the digital trading cards have a lot of utility. Sometimes they're connected to real-world elements, like a ticket, merchandise, signed t-shirt, or even a meet and greet with your favorite people. And sometimes they're connected to digital value. For example, utility in playing, and also then rising on a leaderboard and basically competing with other fans. Additionally, the community has also chat functionality externally, so they are also communicating with each other. So they're building up a digital community. Porsche is a special partner, as we are a startup with the main investor, Porsche Ventures. Currently, we are quite happy that Porsche also steps into the Web3 business. You might have heard in the Miami Art Basel conference, they published their move into Web3. It will start very simple. It's an NFT drop with 7,500 NFTs. And basically, this is just a start. The team at Porsche for Web3 is quite big. And yeah, I'm sure it will bring a lot. We are participating with Fanzone and a subsidiary we founded as a selling entity. So if you buy one, you technically buy it from us, but we are utilizing the Porsche digital platform for this. And for all other partners, we're utilizing our platform, which has a few special technologies. First, for a lot of our partners, companies, teams, which want to go from the current status quo, you have Web 2.0, you have social media, going into Web 3 is a challenge. Because right now, of course, you have an NFT bubble, you have a crypto bubble, but these are very small compared to the majority of users and people which are not in this area. So you want to onboard them very easy. You don't want it to make a technical hurdle and not have them. So for us, it was important to enable everyone through a simple app. This is what the vast majority of the fans already can use and are using. So for us, it was important to be in the platforms where they are. And of course, yeah, I see it also here, the mobile is the first device for most people. So it's nice to have a web app, but actually most regular people, which are fans of something, are on the mobile first. So this was important. A second part, of course, NFTs are usually connected to crypto, but also purchasing through regular methods, which people are used to, is quite an important thing for us. Languages, another topic, of course. Quite a lot of communities are localized. Well, we have 3, but in general, I think this is also an interesting thing. The NFT bubble is very English speaking, which is fine, but a lot of the world is actually not, and they're not used to platforms which are not in their language. Might it be Spanish, Arabic, or anything else? Gamification, I highlighted this because utility for NFTs for a regular fan is really important. While the NFT crowd sometimes maybe only need like a rising value, just NFTs for trading purposes mostly only, real fans really care about real utility and enjoying the experience. So gamification is a big thing. We have a little game which is a simple thing you can engage daily. This was also interestingly wanted by fans. Initially we thought, okay, let's have a weekly challenge. But no, fans want to have a daily engagement. And it's nice, especially in areas where you have just some events sometimes, especially in sports. You have always just a few days when there are events, and in between there's nothing. But a fan wants to feel connected all the time. And the second part is a penalty game, which is a little bit like a fantasy challenges, or in Germany you often call them team manager. My co-founder Dirk was already being in the fantasy sports area, so we are implementing this also step by step. And then also for Web3, we're collaborating, for example, with Web3 companies. One partner, we are talking to the Metaverse Me, for example, for avatars and others. And today we made a lot of great connections, which can actually collaborate quite well because we are already on the Web3. We have a lot of API access. And I think this is also where it's going. And then, well, we are in sports, but of course we're talking also to brands and other entertainment, because this is also quite interesting. We saw right now there is this move to get Web3 ready for a lot of companies, especially a lot of brands. And well, they have also fans, so it's a perfect fan engagement topic. And now tell me when I get to technical, otherwise I will go on. So on the one side, we try to onboard the regular fan through an app where they are, which they know, in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, as simple as it is. On the other side, we try to bring them into a Web3 world, which is really secure and decentralized. And for this, we are hard working on a technology which are called on-chain wallets. Similar to, I guess, everyone here knows MetaMask and has most likely a wallet. that is a nice thing, but it's not too easy, even though you think it might be, just keep your seed phrase. For a lot of people, this is an issue. And also, maybe installing a Chrome browser plugin, yeah, and so on and so on. And then keeping this safe forever. So with on-chain accounts, it means you collect and store your NFTs on-chain in a smart contract. Each user gets their smart contract, where they, on the one side, own and have their own NFTs. On the other side, this is a digital identity. It's based on a standard called ERC 725. And that means this standard, you have an identity, you can add your name, your social links, a bio, you can individualize it a bit. We have a little example on the right side of a user, and you can also show and share your NFTs. Right now, there's mostly only wallets, and at some point, maybe your wallet address changes, or you don't feel it secure because you took it on holiday on a mobile device, or you want to maybe with your NFT get into a Discord channel or anywhere else, and you need to sign a transaction. And then this transaction, it's very hard to figure out if this might be a scam or not, because the same wallet can transfer your favorite NFTs, but also just log into the right Discord channel or anything else. So with an on-chain permission management, this can be stopped. Basically, you can decide which wallet can do what. Obviously, this is still in the infant state of development. We are live with this, but the user experience still has to grow. Right now, it's, well, very technical. You can select which wallet can do what. But in a longer term, because it's an open standard, it can evolve very much. And then you can have one identity for many applications. Because they have different access rights, it will be easy and secure. And also, it's good for onboarding, because we started with this app, where people downloaded an app without a wallet. So right now, we create the universal profile, and only when they're ready to have their own wallet, they can just enter their wallet in the app, and this is then registered on-chain. So we don't have the right as a platform, for example, to transfer ERC20 tokens, if they have on their identity, for example, wrapped ETH, but our own Fanzone NFTs, as long as the user gives us the permission. In general, it's ready for any Ethereum-based blockchain, but right now we launched on Polygon. We're also collaborating with Laxo quite a lot. Fabian Vogelsteller was the author of ERC20, so basically used pretty much Web3.js and also this standard. It took a while because it's quite complex, but it's coming and it's very, there's a lot of advantages. I'm happy to explain more details later. So what happens if you have these universal profiles and these identities? Well, actually NFTs can become much more connected. Right now, if you want to see an NFT or someone's NFT collection, you go maybe to Etherscan and check the wallet and what it has, or just to OpenSea, and then you see a list of NFTs which are based on the supported standard. If you want to see if this NFT is kind of a fake or original, it's quite hard. You have to go most likely to OpenSea again just to see, okay, this is the verified account of Bored Ape Yacht Club or anything else. With the NFT standard we're using, including these universal profiles, now the NFT and the creator is connected. And it's not just one issuer, but also the universal profiles, the digital identities of the creators. In this case, it's the profile of the athlete themselves, their team, and the whole league, because basically the DFB is one organization which is part of it. It's also connected to all the other owners. So basically it becomes like a connected web where you can click from a user to an NFT to other holders to the issuer, and basically, yeah, all around. And the third part is we also included an affiliate program, similar to Amazon. I guess several of you guys know it. In Amazon, people sign up, they get an affiliate link, and if they bring any customers to the Amazon and they order this item, maybe only if they're new customers, I'm not so sure anymore, then you get a little share, percentage of a share. In our case, we implemented this just with a wallet. So basically, if someone brings a customer to any NFT, and then there's a sale happening, this affiliate person will get a percentage of currently 1% in our current NFTs. And this works without a registration. They just have to add a wallet address in a link and send it around. And this way, I think it's quite possible to grow. Yeah, of course, we're trying to push this also as a standard, that more and more pages implemented. Otherwise, it can be sent as a link through social media, because all of these NFTs are also very decentral. Also the universal profiles. It's not like, okay, we have an app and here you can create one profile. Twitter has its Twitter profile. Every application has their own profile. This is a decentral profile based on a standard from the creator of ERC20, which is all around the world. So the goal is to have this as a standard, much more established and used. So you don't have to go to our page to see here on the right side your NFTs. You can go to many other pages, and there's already other projects around. These are the main advantages of our NFTs. They have also a few other features, but I won't go into this. And now we deploy it on Polygon. Who of you has an NFT project? Yes. And what, so most likely, some people are on Ethereum mainnet, anyone? Ah, cool. Polygon? Also cool. Solana? Also, nice. Cool. Which other blockchains? Near. Ah, yeah, from the Near protocol, yeah. Whatever blockchain you choose, there's always advantages, disadvantages. I do like the Ethereum open source community. I do like the Ethereum virtual machine. Most likely the developer community is really great. Ethereum is too expensive. Beforehand, like 4 projects with many transactions. Yeah, it depends on the project. With the Porsche project is going on Ethereum mainnet because, well, it's rather large transaction values. For us, it's a regular sports fan. They can start with free NFTs or NFTs where you buy a pack of maybe 5 for €5. So it's really low value starting, and that's why we needed a cheaper blockchain. We chose Polygon because the transaction fees were quite good. It's using the Ethereum virtual machine. It's supposed to be a layer 2 network, so it's kind of connected to the security of Ethereum. And now with this new developments, it will get also better with the ZK rollup, that it will be quite safe and also fast and cheaper. But of course, there's different ones, and they have actually, I think, kind of similar difficulties. First, well, as we do pay for our customers' transaction fees, we need a central system which does all these transactions. Here you see a screenshot just from one wallet with over 190,000 transactions. And in the past, Polygon, or formerly Matic, they upgraded, they improved, but usually while improving, the system might be down. So this happened quite a few times in the last months, that maybe 2 bigger blocks of 2 bigger updates, when this service, which tells a bridge, basically what we're having, which is synchronizing from a central part to a decentral part, yeah, where this price estimation was just broken. And then every system, every platform had very weird transactions. Transaction got stuck in the in a pool of transactions which haven't been mined, so that didn't work. So this was a big issue for us, because if the blockchain in theory is decentral, there's quite a few services which are centralized, which you use. One is for all applications. They need to know what gas transaction price should be sent. For example, in MetaMask, usually this takes a second or 2. If you say, I want to do a transaction, the MetaMask will pop up, but it will take a second or 2 before all text is readable and the confirm button is active. This is basically the time when they ask for the central services, what is a good price to pay for transaction fees and maybe a few other data. So if this is broken, nearly no one can use a blockchain, even though the blockchain in theory works. The second part is synchronizing in a secure way is complex. So for us, the approach is on-chain wallets. That means NFTs are stored on a, sent to a smart contract, which is the user's own identity. But that means we always have to get an extra step. Usually, you can just send transfer. Now, as a user, you have your wallet, which is registered in your on-chain wallet. So now you have to say, send a transaction saying the on-chain wallet shall send the NFT maybe to someone else, to OpenSea or whatever. And this is always one extra step. For the tech people here, it's an execute call. For anyone else, yeah, it's just an extra step we always have to develop. But this gets better and better with libraries. Yeah, and this was mainly the issues in general, because we developed for the EVM. It was quite easy to publish our development on Polygon. We did testing on the Luxor test network and some others. So in theory, the deployment went quite well, but it takes a while. And also 190,000 transactions also took quite a while. So we were sending transactions, I think, for a couple of months, because we started already before we went on Polygon live. So a lot of users had either free or paid NFTs. So this was basically taking a few months, but now we are basically real-time on demand. Usually it always takes a few minutes to mine, go the whole process. The blockchain maybe just takes 6-12 seconds, but usually the whole thing is still like 1 minute or 2, which still makes a difference for a regular app user, because if you use an app, usually don't like waiting times in between. 1-2 seconds of loading a page, for example. With the blockchain, it is usually a little bit more. So this is also a topic of user experience. Yeah, if you have questions later about the deployment, you can also ask me. And that's basically it. So if you have questions, you can also ask me afterwards around here. Or if there would be a question now as well. But otherwise, I'm already done. And the next thing, I think, is a panel.